Kashima, what is going on? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Black Desert stream. My name is CM Sharna.
My name is Trent.
All right.
Audio issues first.
Nah, it's fine. Let's just trust the technology. Kashima is in charge. The guy who didn't realize that when you mute on OBS, it doesn't actually mute the mixer. I mean, the guy knows what he is doing.
Yeah, because Kashima's in charge, audio check is good. Okay. All right. If you're new to the stream, I'm going to just go with this. If you're new to the stream, stay at the address first, then patch notes, then events. Do some, no audio issue, holy crap. We do the gameplay, and then we do a Q&A in the end. Now, first things first with the stay at the address. Do you want to hit it up?
All right, so here's the thing. The roadmap, which we talked about a few weeks ago and then talked about it being delayed last week or the last stream. Yeah, we can't in good faith release it now because some things have changed in our plans and some things have been brought forward, some things have moved around a little bit. And what we don't want to do is release a roadmap now and then in the next update or two instantly give you that content. So we're reworking the roadmap. We're working with the developers to make sure that, you know, this isn't just going to get knocked out the park straight away and we could go, good job, boys, we're done. We're done here. That's not what we're doing.
Because, let me explain this. So because if you guys remember from the second roadmap we ever released, one of the large criticisms of it from the second VOA and third VOA was that we released a roadmap, but two of the things were already knocked out.
Yeah.
And we want to avoid that. So there's certain things that we're trying to bring in sooner, other ones somewhat later.
Yeah.
Right? Anything else?
Was there something else I was going to say with that? There was, and I completely forgot what it was.
That being said, in terms of, I asked you guys Kashima, don't you dare mute my audio. Last week I asked you guys about feedback for the stream, and a lot of people said like, yo, just let us know what kind of things you guys are working on, what kind of updates you're working on, as well as what kind of content you guys wanted. And that feedback has been heard, which is why the roadmap is being kind of rejiggered a bit.
Yeah. So basically, all the comments that we've had for the last, month, 2 months, 3 months, we have been giving to the developers. And we've said, you know, we've been pushing it. This is what people want. This is what people want. That has caused that has been a catalyst in refocusing some priorities and bringing stuff forward, which means it's not coming this update, but hopefully soon.
Yeah. So this update is actually on the minor side of things, and we're just getting that out of the way first because you guys wanted us to be more open about that right at the beginning. This is the minor update as we gear up for the anniversary.
And also, it is a slight precaution because we reintroduced the mobs last time, and we wanted to have, like, not a buffer, but we wanted to be able to, if there was a change needed to be made, we have an update here. There's still stuff in this update, stuff that not very many people have asked for, but there's stuff in this update.
Yeah. So for a lot of people that are saying, like, you know, we're going to leave the stream, honestly, yeah, if this isn't going to pertain to you, I get it. Next state of the address that I want to talk about is on NA, and I'll talk about EU in a second. On NA, two of our more popular content creators did a tournament.
Yep.
Right? They did a tournament for, Guido started this, right? Guido hosted a tournament that was a 3v3 that were trial characters only, and it was legit.
It was poppin'.
It was actually really awesome. He was, you know, flanked by Fields on commentary, who was equally awesome. They did really well. I was blown away by how great they were as a team.
Yep.
As well as people who were participating in the tournament. Like, we saw a lot of, you know, top of the top kind of plays. For those of you who haven't seen it, go to the Guido.
On Twitch?
Yeah, on Twitch, GUIIDO, and then check out some of the clips from it. I believe the VOD's already been gone because it's been 2 weeks, but check out some of the clips. The 2v1 from Serena, I forgot the actual family name, but Serena was dope. Kextra was an amazing source. Dash grab was awesome. my personal favorite, because I have a heavy bias towards PlayStation, SXVND, who basically carried the PlayStation team on his back. Duke Nukem, and also obviously our winners who were like Ori, Xeon, Tross, who just did great. People put aside their beef and did it. And honestly, Guido, if someone's saying in Twitch as well, put it up on YouTube if you get a chance. Feels Guido did great. This was supported by members of the Fight Club who, for those of you that know, Fight Club is the EU community tournament holders, which was basically Jeanette, Z-Splice, and a bunch of others who were involved with it. Thank you guys so much for that. That was dope. And it really did show how great the community is at hosting their events and making do with it and putting things aside. I highly recommend watching that. I highly recommend watching a lot of the other Fight Club tournaments as well.
They're pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's do the patch notes.
Let's go.
Right. First things first. The family inventory is making its way into the game. If you don't know what that is, it is a shared inventory space that you can switch between your characters. Not everything can go in there, but things like scrolls, food, elixirs, worker recovery, pet feed, seals and currency from certain things, maybe like Crow's coins and stuff like that. Instant resurrection items, so Elian's tears, and then like the horse, camel, and elephant stamina and HP recovery stuff. You'll be able to access this in-game once you complete a quest line that starts with the Shakatu's invitation, which we'll probably show you today.
Yep. So you gotta do a quest to do it. Is there any requirements for it?
Is it level 56? I can't remember.
60. You gotta be 60.
You gotta be level 60, and certain items can't go in there. Things like infinite HP potions don't go in there. There's quite a few things that don't go in. There is a list of those kind of things. So items for the guild shop, character-bound items can't go in there. But in general, it is a good place to throw your stuff. But infinite potions do not go in there. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who is like, that's dumb. Why not put infinite HP potions in there? I don't know. I have an idea of why maybe it is, but that idea is not based in reality, so I'm not going to share it here because it's just... It's a tinfoil hat shower theory. But yeah, that's...
What?
It's a shower thought. I had it in the shower. Like, why it wouldn't be there.
No, the mix of the tinfoil hat and the shower.
Yeah, the tinfoil hat shower theory. You don't wear a tinfoil hat in the shower? You're missing out. It's dope. Okay.
So many questions.
Up is adventure logs. Now, last time we added, what was it? 3? 3 adventure logs?
We added 3 with the...
Valentine's,
the weapon exchange quest line.
And the morning calm one, right?
Yeah, and the morning calm. We are adding another, which is...
The Herald's Journal Volume 3, which gives you the 1 DP plus a couple of stamina. And also, when completed, it gives you an Enchanted Scroll plus 80, which you can turn into an 80 stack. This has been changed a little bit for console. It is one of the reasons why it took a little bit longer to get this one done, because we had to rejigger one of the quests because we have speed limits in towns. If you don't know, the last quest would be from Valencia. You have to talk to basically everyone who is a town manager along the way. We've removed Valencia from that. You start in Altanova, you go Balanos, and then Serendia, and that will give you... That's the last page of the book.
For those of you who are familiar with that quest from PC, as Sherna said, we've kind of rejiggered it so that we're able to do it on console. Again, when this is actually launched... give us your feedback on it. Kashima, can you update the messages, please? Thank you. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yep.
Next one.
Some character fixes. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Even Nova isn't getting touched this update, so she is what she is right now. The mole, the farming mole, he now appears more often depending on the slots that you use.
So basically, if you have a normal seed or if you have high quality or special seeds, depending on which one you use and how many spaces it takes in the farm, you have higher chances of moles appearing, which is actually good for life skills who are going for the Dream Horse attempts and making money off the Dream Horse mats. So yeah, it's not dependent on the size of your fence, though. It will help you with
the crops you plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plotting higher stuff.
Yeah. Okay. On the monster changes. Now, these are two minor changes just to shake things up inside of some very well-tread areas. Ackman is getting these strange ancient devices. So these devices appear and they can explode. They have a time limit. Once they explode, they will deal area of effect damage and probably hurt you severely. If you kill them, there is a monster DP buff that affects the monsters in that room. So that will allow you to breeze through them quickly.
Why is this a good thing?
It shakes up the rooms. Like, we've been in there for a while.
Okay.
The second one is the Hystria security device system, which works similarly to Kratuga's in that when it triggers, you have to kill stuff, and then you go up the levels. So Hystria is also getting that security system as well. So shake those little things up was something that we were able to do in this update here.
Yeah. A couple of, quest and knowledge changes for sure, just to do some fixes and whatnot. In terms of updating our UI, nothing too notable on that side other than, pet exchange related stuff. So for people who want to see what their tier and their class, or not class, the tier and the class of it, so you can kind of see it before you actually exchange it. Those are just minor ones.
Also, the Pro's Blessing, if you enter the Pro Store and you unlock a new tier of the Pro's Blessing, there is now a UI element to remind you to collect it. It will say, yo, dog, pick it up. Yeah. I don't actually know what it says. I haven't seen it.
The next big thing, and I want to say big because I actually really like this, but I know a lot of people won't.
A lot of people won't say that it's big, but there are people who have been requesting this kind of thing for the longest of times. So it has been added. Yeah. Do you want to go? You want to go ahead with this one, or do you want me to do it before you go into the events?
No, let's go into it. I'll do it. So basically, we can. Kashima, you okay? Oh, okay. So basically, in our game, we have a whole bunch of notifications like Imperial Trading is now available, or that one of your friends or a rando got an enhancement that you may have wanted. You can now turn off most of those notifications off. So you can turn on or off trade, Imperial Trading, other adventures, loot and whatnot, horse market related stuff, zone changes, fitness levels, conquest wars, guild wars, logins, as well as monsters.
Yep. For those, I saw a comment and I wanted to respond to it, but I completely forgot where it went. But yeah, basically we can turn... No, someone said stuff we already have. This is stuff that you weren't able to turn off before.
Yeah.
And part of this is maybe... Tinfoil hat again, maybe it will help a little bit with more performance because there's not a drain on that, but we're not sure how that's going to work. That's something that we just thought of ourselves.
From what I understand is that once you don't hide it, you turn it off.
Yeah. So it might it might free up some resources there.
Yeah.
The one thing, actually, I just remembered what it was. What came up was someone saying they'd taken the servers down for this. I just want to mention, when we take the servers down, it's not just to apply updates. There are things that we have to do on the back end. Certain things get reset when we take the servers down, such as the carryable goods and things like that. So we do it to basically refresh the servers and allow us to do any back end kind of stuff that we don't announce, because back end stuff is not something that is announced. So that's why that happens as well.
Yep, pretty much.
All right.
And like we said at the top of the stream, this was a minor update as we gear up. So I think honestly the notification thing will help, but it is a tinfoil hat shower theory.
Yep.
And we'll see how that one goes. Next thing is our actual events, right? So it's the same thing with events. It is on the minor side of things. When you grind, you have a chance at golden daggers, which basically you could sell for 5 mil. It's just when you grind, and there's a spelling mistake there that I made. Also, what we're doing is for our hot time, as we've usually had, I have to be very careful of this. all of your servers included, you will get a combat EXP plus 300% if you're 15 below, and a skill EXP 50% buff for all adventures during the event period. It is 24 hours. There's also going to be a 24-hour item drop rate by 50% on all servers excluding Arsha because it already has something. Sharps and hards as well. This runs for 24 hours. One thing that we're adding into the event notice as well is for those of you who played PC, you probably already know what the item drop rate affects, but we have never actually done that.
Mm-hmm.
We've never actually had no. So on this event notice, it'll actually say what things are actually affected by the drop rate buffs, and what things are affected, what things aren't.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other event is the Cup of Warm Tea event, which you create a cup of star anise tea and give it to Laura in Heidel, and she will give you enhancement material. So this is actually kind of small in terms of events because there's something coming up soon that may have bigger stuff to give away. I don't know if that's true, but we did it last year.
I'm okay with this. So
Connect the dots. There you go.
I'm all right with this. As I said, this is a minor update. At no point have I said this is major. I'm all right with this. And yeah, let's go with that. One other thing I want to mention for those of you who are on PlayStation, because this has been kind of a growing issue, which was for those of you who participated in the free Play Days event. If you're a regular user who bought a free Play Days package and haven't been able to get a refund, we are talking with Sony right now to be able to get those underway. So do let me know on Discord because I do have quite a few people who told me we are looking to each and individual ones.
Is there an Awakening Weapon Exchange coupon event? It should start tomorrow.
Yeah.
It should start.
It's week by week.
Yeah. So it was week by week. We already did the main weapon, sub-weapon, and then the Awakening Weapon will start after the maintenance, I guess.
Pretty much.
So you'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
But as you said, a lot of the content stuff, we have been listening. We have been putting that forward to the developers, and that's why the roadmap isn't out, because they wanted to do changes even after I already wrote everything and confirmed everything, and then they were like, okay, well, what about this? And then there's a whole lot of changes that happened, which is unfortunate, but it is better in the medium term in that stuff is coming.
Yeah. Next thing, also, some people are saying that their mail has been being deleted. I saw that on YouTube and saw some on Twitch as well, where if there is a coupon that's now added or a coupon item that's related to the mail will disappear if the coupon item or the coupon itself has expired.
So basically, they have an expiration date now. Now,
the dates will be added soon,
this
right?
update.
Kashima?
This update.
This update?
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, why this happens, why we're putting the expiration date on mails, is because that is a lot of data that doesn't really do anything. So I guess, like, in an effort to keep things nice and tidy, there's expiration dates.
Pretty much.
Okay, right. There's not much to show today, obviously, but what we're going to be doing is I'll show you how to start and do the Shakatu quest. You're going to grind in Ackman.
Yeah, this is a mistake already, but okay.
And then if you get it, we'll switch to you.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, to start off, we go to the old Black Spirit. There he is. Because I haven't done any quests. You go to Quest, Suggestions, Shakatu's Gift, Invitation, except this one. The only reason I did Nova is because she was already in the area. And then we go talk to Mr. Shakatu. All right, let's go. I'm going to auto-path it there. Go. Okay, so. Someone's like, Christ help us. I mean, that's probably because you're doing Ackman. I mean, that is a very fair response.
I really shouldn't be doing this.
No, you really shouldn't, but yeah.
But
I wanted to, because I do the grinding parts and people are like, yo, you're trash.
Yeah.
So I wanted just to, let everyone know. Also, you're not in the room I showed you, but it doesn't even matter.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't matter at all. Every 2 weeks I check in here in hopes that I get something, and I'm always disappointed. I mean, as we've said before, if it's not ready, it's not ready. It's kind of hard to it's difficult for us to sit here and wait. I don't need that one. Right? It's difficult for us to sit here and do this kind of stuff as well. Like when there's nothing, because we get the frustration. We're equally as frustrated as you guys because we do play the game religiously. But we do it because this is the best way for us to communicate with you guys in a live environment. Yes, we use Discord and whatever, but there's a whole different group of people who come in here and join us. So that's why we end up doing it. Are you really showing the grinding of Trent right now? I mean, it's fine. You didn't even zoom the camera out. I mean, amateur hour here.
I don't like it super zoomed out. I genuinely don't. I think it's weird.
I have to, for certain characters, I play zoomed in, but for others, I play zoomed out.
Which class do you
Guardian,
play
I play
zoomed in?
zoomed in.
Really?
Yeah, Guardian, I play like
Why?
this. I don't know. It just feels better. So Guardian, I'm like that, and then like for Zerk, I zoom all the way out.
I like how there is 2 classes that is mentioned there.
That's the only 2 classes I play. Shy, I use for processing and stuff. So usually it's when I'm going to sleep. I don't care about the camera because I just turn my monitor off. What other classes do I actually use?
You play Warrior sometimes.
No, I do not. That's it. Basically, I switched to Mystic. Striker is my farmer. Mystic is a mistake. She exists, but I kind of, she's useless. She just does enhancing for me. Buff Shy classists. Nah, mate. We'll keep him down. No, I honestly,
we've
been trying. We've been talking about it.
No. We say that every week. So basically, Sharna has mentioned to, and I say this with as much respect as possible because people did feel that we were slighting Shies, especially when me and you joke about it.
Yeah.
Which is, fair. It's actually fair because we make fun of them, and it was not okay to do so. But in talking with the Shy delegation, we made a list of things that people were genuinely talking about for quite a while, and brought up with people. Again, I can't make promises, but if it happens, I hope it does happen.
Oh, look at that Kashima with the actual Switch. Oh no, I gotta buy a villa. I guess we're ending this this track here. I don't think I got any money.
Trent's out here with damage control. No, like, again, I've said this before. If you genuinely do feel like both myself and Sharna have slighted you, you're welcome to say that. We don't want just compliments. We don't get compliments, but we don't want just compliments. Especially with, I think with...
Can we switch for a second, Kashima?
What happened?
I don't have a villa invitation.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Alright, hold on.
Oh, man. It makes me feel good.
Switch out! What are you doing, Kashima?
So when it comes to... Huh?
Kashima.
No. He's okay.
No.
He's okay. Don't get mad at him because you forgot the build buff, man. When people do feel offended by like what we say, I take that to heart because, why go that path? When it comes to Valks, I think people understand that it is in jest, but that's not to say that Shies don't understand what a joke is. It's more that we took it really far. We genuinely did.
I mean, we take a lot of things really far.
And it wasn't good.
I mean, oh wait, can I get in anyway? Oh, what? I did what? Okay, now I'm confused. Why am I allowed in here?
He was already on Trent, yeah. That's exactly what happened. In terms of...
Okay, so we're gonna explore.
Wait, what happened, sorry? I missed that part.
Wait, I don't know where these things are.
Man, focusing on the chat as well is...
It's hard, isn't it? You forgot what it's like?
Because you stopped talking.
It's true, I did stop talking.
No, with... No, we did take it too far. I will say, though, this is completely off topic while I'm just grinding randomly and you guys watch how horrible I am at this. I've been watching a lot more streams and when I can, which meant that I've been away from Discord again. But I got to see a lot of streamers who were just having fun. I do also want to give a shout out to the Black Desert Hunting Group, which essentially they're a pretty small group, but they just go whale hunting and help people learn what hunting is and how to power level and whatnot. Shout outs to them. If you guys are interested in learning about hunting and stuff like that, which I know people are going to be like, we already know what it is. But if you genuinely do want to know, send me a message. I'll try and get you like linked up with the right people because they're tremendous. I'm not on there on my personal account because I think that'd be unfair. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah, it just wouldn't be good stuff. So, yeah.
What? Oh man, I'm doing 2 quests at the same time. I'm finding secret gifts that are inside Shakatu's mansion and the pieces of the drawing. This is hard. Okay,
Are you doing anything that we're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah. So, okay, one of the things that comes up, I can't see my screen anymore, so I don't know if I'm on. Kashima, there we go. Okay, can we switch to me a second? I want to show something. All right, so you do this quest and you get these pieces here. There are multiple pieces to get. I'm only going to show those 3. But what you need to do is combine them to make a picture. And it seems that I have the elephant one, but I'm not 100% sure. But you combine them to make a picture. This one will be an elephant. I think it's 3x3. You collect the 9 pieces in the villa. You put them together, and that will complete this quest. And I think the other Shakatu quest to get the free inventory space and stuff also relies on this method of combining. Now, there are people who out there do not know how to do this. I've been in the Velia in chats reading. So basically, you press the R3 button or right stick down, and then you can drag things around like this. You hold A to move, and there you go. You put the pieces together, you make the picture, and then you combine that image. So if you have anything else combinable in your inventory, let's say red shard, black shard, or the scrolls and stuff, this needs to be the first one. So break those up, and it will allow you to put this picture together nicely, and then unlock your family inventory. Okay, switch back to Trent. That's the family inventory quest. You get those pictures, you put them together. Someone's like, so many pens. This is a test server. So on the test server, we have stuff. Okay.
We cheat.
We cheat.
Yeah, this is straight up cheating. Someone has still continuously asked, like, why not do these tests on a live server? Can you explain why this is not possible on a live server?
Because this is the next build, and the next build isn't pushed.
Don't say it like it's a stupid question. It's an actual question.
Okay, so basically, all right, so we have the internal test that we QA. Now, there's a lot of things in QA that aren't going to be coming out for a long time. There are certain things on QA that maybe should have come out a few weeks ago, but didn't because it got pushed, or there was an issue with it that was discovered. So basically, we play on these dev builds because this is the next version of the game. Now, we can't put that on the live server specifically because incompatible versions can cause issues. So we generally do it on the dev server so that we have an environment to show the new server without possibly breaking everyone else's game. Is that a fair response?
That's a legitimate answer.
Yeah.
By my books, by Discord, they're gonna be like, no.
Okay. I hear Scherner is gear carried. I mean, I'm at a decent level.
If you watch those tournaments, like on EU or NA, you will know who's gear carried or not. For everyone who, and I'll defend them because, like, you know, I like them. Like Serena, SVXND, I forget the exact order of those letters. Fields as well as, like, you know, Tross, Leon, and them. You can tell that they really know their classes, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Blarix
okay.
too. Blarix is really good on EU.
They were all using trial gear. That's the point. They were using trial gear, which shows the skill, I guess, of the players. Whereas, you know, if they were going in with their own gear, you could be like, oh, look, trust only one guy. With the trial characters, it comes down to more skill and composition and teamwork.
Now, I do want to ask the people, because those people who are in the tournament and people who are watching the tournament are in this chat. I had a discussion with Guido as well as Fields. My personal feeling about those tournaments, I don't think PA should be doing it. I genuinely don't. I think that's a very strong community-driven thing. It built a lot of bonds that were honestly missing at some points because of, guild beef and whatnot. I think Fight Club does the same thing, where it builds a different kind of community, and I think us being away from it is a good thing.
Yep. Someone said, but certain classes don't do good with trial gear. It shows certain imbalances. Yeah, it does, but the fact that, like, you can go in and destroy everyone. Was there a witch in the winning team?
There was...
It was Zerk.
It was Zerk, Wiz, and... what was Ori? Guido, what was Ori? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's not on my Excel sheet. So I made an Excel sheet trying to figure out who I'm supposed to give shoutouts to and make sure, but that's all at home. He was Musa.
Musa in a winning team?
Dude, Ori was popping off.
Dude.
It was messed up.
How did Musas win? I thought they were dead class.
Well, because it's Ori.
Yeah.
Ori's legit. Ori's legit. It's messed up.
Shocked a witch on the winning team. I mean, yeah.
I will say, though, honestly, like, the 2v1 clip is obviously the most famous out of that tournament, but there was another one. Oh, what's his name? There was 2 moments where there was a lawn that was just straight up probably the best lawn I've seen. Maybe more so than a lot of people on PC as well. Just incredible. Really knew distances properly.
So,
it felt like a fighting game.
For me, real talk, I was watching it. I was there. I was watching. But I had to turn the volume down, which means I didn't quite catch people's names properly because I couldn't see as well because I was on my iPad. Because the love of my life complained about some of the language being used. So,
which is
thanks for that, Guido. It's fine.
I will say, though, I think that's primarily why we shouldn't do it. Because certain language can be used that hypes up a tournament.
So someone was actually saying, like, the commentary and stuff wasn't their style. But, I mean, everyone has different tastes when it comes to commentary. I am British. I grew up with football commentary, which has the analytical cast, the analytical and the play-by-play.
Yeah.
The analytical guy in half the games I watch, they just talk rubbish. And you're like, all right, well, you shut up. But the play-by-play is what I listen to. That's the entertainment value for me. Not everyone is that way. So, yeah, some people don't gel with that style. I do. It's entertaining, and that's what I came for. The guy has no pets out. Yeah, he doesn't have pets because why do we need pets out?
It's a test server.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's not like once we're done here, we're like, okay, let's just port all our progress back to our main accounts.
If that was possible, that would be horrible. That would actually be terrible. What a terrible thing to do. I think the community would just straight up kill us for that, and rightfully.
Yeah, I mean, I could go out and grind on like a fully pen character and then just take everything back to my little plebby like duo guardian. Yeah. The 300. Okay, someone's asking about the hot time. The 300% EXP only applies if you're level 50 and below.
The skill
EXP applies to everyone, which is 30%. And then the hot.
No, skill EXP is 50.
50%, and then the item drop rate applies to everyone on every server except Arsha.
Yeah, because Arsha already has one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's fair. Honestly, I'm just going around in a circle right now.
If I have all males, including the Jace Hammer, the Jace Hammer actually has a that mail has an expiration date on it. So you need to check that because if you're keeping it in there thinking it's safe from being deleted, it was always done, and we actually, put it out there when we announced the Jace Hammer that mail would expire. So make sure to keep an eye on that because that stuff matters.
Yeah, no, Kashima, I explained that. Like, the drop rate only affects certain items. For those of us who have been here for a while or have been on PC, I think everyone kind of understands what it is. But we genuinely haven't explained it to anyone else. So when I go into, like, streams or Discord, people are like, why didn't I get so-and-so item? It should do that. So we're going to add that on as a list as well.
Yeah, it expires in June, I think. Will Herald's Journal Quest 1 ever be optimized for older consoles as invisible walls make it impossible to do in 2 minutes? if you're following the auto path in general, you won't make that quest. The invisible wall stuff, I'm not certain. I did it on my 1X, which was, it's a 1X, it's fine. We have had reports that it's impossible to do, but we've also had people who also on the base platform saying that, they did do it eventually. If you can't do it, and if you are getting those big errors where you're getting invisible walls blocking the path, or see if you can optimize the route first. Don't follow the auto path, because if you follow an auto path, you will not be able to do it.
It's like,
and then send us a clip so that we can share it to the developers. No one has sent us a clip of the invisible walls for that quest specifically. We know they exist. We've shared them before.
That's the one.
We know they exist, and we know that. But as regards to the book 1,
I missed that one.
we haven't seen much in there. So that's how that goes.
So what we mean by even though we say don't take the auto path route, and I don't think honestly even on PC you would want to do that, but just don't take that path. In terms of invisible walls and stuff, I believe that some of the back end stuff that we're doing will help with that. But again, we say the same thing every stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed the start of the stream. What's coming this week? Family inventory, adventure log. What was the other stuff?
Sorry,
Adventure log. Notifications being turned off.
Don't put that in content.
No, I'm just saying what's coming.
Ackman and Histria are getting a security system basically, which will allow you to spawn more monsters and get stronger monsters and shake it up.
Well, this one, the Ackman one debuffs everything, so it's easier to rip through the mobs.
Yeah.
The Histria one summons more mobs. So, yeah. And it depends on time. Sometimes you'll get it immediately. Sometimes, like Trent here, you'll grind for 20-30 minutes and not see anything. They are random. If you've been in Katuga, you know what the the security system's like, where sometimes you'll get 3 in an hour and sometimes you won't get 1 in 4 hours kind of thing. So they are randomly generated events that spawn inside of your stuff.
I don't like Rapture. I know C-Dot uses it, and I know Vert uses Rapture, but I just
kill notifications. It is something we have requested heavily. It was in the same request as the notifications being turned off and things like that. So, they are aware of it. It is something they are trying to bring. Same as the loot counters as well. That is something also in that sphere of things where it was something we said these are the quality of life updates that we really, really want for now. Now, content and quality of life are very different. So don't think that we're saying we're only going to do quality of life. We've been doing that for too long.
Why do you think that people feel that way? And I'll ask this to Chad as well. Why do you think people feel that when we say certain things about the patch notes, we try to mean it as this is the most game-breaking update ever?
I think a lot
is it language from us? I don't want to blame anyone else. Is it language on our part?
It's expectation. When we started these streams, and we used to do them a lot, back in the days, there was always something coming out, right? Because there was always something that we needed to do to put us forward. And in those updates, we set a tone where, stuff will always come. We'll stream when stuff is coming.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that doesn't always continue. I mean, you'll see it on... If you're a fan of PC or you're a PC player, you know that there's a lot of updates where there's minor changes and minor stuff coming in, and then they release something big. We do streams every update, regardless of whether there's nothing in it or whether, we did the Forest Path wagon stream.
That was bad. That was bad.
We'll do it anyway because we want to be here and we answer your questions, and this is a way for us to keep a very strong read on the pulse of the people watching.
It's not also that, because people are going to be well, you shouldn't be streaming if you have no content. One of the reasons that we stream even when there's a lack of, game-breaking content is because, you can't take the glory without taking the heat.
Yeah.
You just can't. And, us being ripped by people, which, honestly, I'm not saying it's not warranted, helps people get a better pulse of okay, look, this one didn't really work out as well. let's see what we should work on.
Yeah.
And go from there. Which is why we're rejiggering the...
That Ghost 1905, you're not answering any of the questions being asked. This isn't the Q&A section right now. We will move to that in a bit. But, I mean, it's basically the same thing. We are, you know, we do answer questions that we see, and we can't answer everything because there's quite a few of you, and there's 2 of us, and I'm an old man. My reading speed is not as good as it used to be. Press triangle after Ridge.
Huh?
Press triangle after Ridge Reaver.
Yeah, I know.
There was
slash?
something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
to
someone
cancel
said,
it,
like,
yeah,
what's
sure.
coming in the anniversary update? Like, are we planning anything big?
No, we're not going to talk about it because...
But I just want to say one thing.
No.
Just one thing.
No.
Just one.
No.
Just one.
Dude, no.
Just one.
What? I was going to be like, whisper in my ear, tell me what it is, but...
The microphones are on?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was going to say, like, the anniversary stuff, we generally do a lot more. We have less events.
You can't say we generally do it when we've had one anniversary.
No, we haven't. We've had 2.
Right, we have 2 children.
Because we did one for the crossplay Xbox first year anniversary because they coincided.
Yeah.
And then we did one for PlayStation.
That's true.
So,
sorry, no, there was a question that I want to talk about, which was someone was saying, like, for the family invent stuff, is that only for high-end or late game players? Is there anything for new game players?
For the family inventory, I mean, you have to be level 60 to unlock it.
Yeah.
But the stuff you can put in there, I just want to double check because I don't want to say things that are wrong.
I don't think it was content that like not content. Sorry,
Is it it is for all adventurers? Like you got your food buffs, your elixirs, the stamina stuff, pet feeds you can leave in there. Instead of doing what I do, which is draw 100 out on each character and then leave like 1,000 in my marketplace.
Yeah.
I no longer have to do that. I can just drop all the feed in the family inventory. Seals and stuff. So like if you do Red Battlefield and stuff like that.
That wasn't his question. The question was more like, I take it to, and I'm not teasing this person. I take it to assume that they feel that level 60 is late game. So for those of you in chat and for you as well, right? Mm-hmm. Is level 60 considered late game, or like highly geared kind of stuff?
No.
Okay, so what are the advices that you would give to get to level 60? If I'm at 56, what do we do?
If you're 56, go get the Shakatu.
Okay.
Would be the first one.
How do you get initially go to the Shakatu?
Black Spirit, like the Black Spirit will give you a quest, and then you do the quest. Follow a guide if you have to, or try to do it on your own, because it is kind of a detective mystery.
Yeah, I believe one of our partners, Iron Wolf, as well as Lord X, has a YouTube video detailing, and Jex as well. Jex also has a video detailing like how to do the Shakatu.
But then you do that, and then you...
So you grind to level 57?
I mean, that depends on you. You can do Balanos to Calpheon, I believe, between that levels. I mean, it's up to you. I would do that 57 to 58. But, I mean, I'm not the most efficient. There are lots of people out there who have guides on how to efficiently level.
But for sure. But I don't want to say that, like, go look at a guide. So what did you do to go from 57 to 58?
Well, I didn't have Chengatom, so I grinded.
Okay. No, when you were leveling the Hessashin and...
for the Guardian, I think I did missions and grind up until about 57.5. Then I did Calpheon, Balanos, Serendia side quests with experience with the Chengatom to get me to about 59.0. Then grinded from 59.0 to 59.5 because when you start doing the other side questy stuff, you need to be, you want to start at 60 because if you don't, you're not going to have enough quests to take you all the way to 61. But 59 to 60 is relatively straightforward. And you could just train on the dummies as well. With all the XP boosts that you can use, you can do that. But I'm not the most efficient. Do not listen to my way of leveling up because I do things my way because I like to play the class. I want to know that if I'm spending the time to get it to 60 and 61, I want to play it.
If you're also grinding, like at certain levels, what are some food that... I know this is like mostly for people who already... people already know in Twitch, but I do want to talk about it. For people who are leveling up and stuff, what food should I be using to get more EXP if I'm not just using scrolls?
Tea.
Yep.
It's about the only one I know. I just use the daily mercenaries buffs that you can get.
T for if you don't have enough money to get chrome meals. Certain chrome meals will give you EXP boost. If you can't do that, I say go for the T's. Simple chrome or T meals, yeah.
It depends how rich you are. Like simple chrome meals might put like for some players who are very low down in the economy scale or relatively new, the chrome meals might actually be rough. Which is why I suggest T, because it's ridiculously cheap.
You can't expect people to learn from random questions. I mean, to a certain extent, maybe. But, you know, if I get to help one person, at least that would be nice. Okay.
Simple chrome meals, villa buffs as well. Yep, you can do the villa buffs. Villa buffs, again, it depends how much money you have.
But if you're, like I said, if you're 56, right, and this is your first character at 56, and you don't know what villa buffs are, I would say get your T's because they're not as expensive. But if you've got a little bit of, you know, change, go for chrome meals because they give you additional buffs.
Stop diverting and answer the question I asked. I appreciate the info bottom. Or if you're already 60 then and you're doing 250 AP areas, this will allow you just to store things like your food buffs, your elixirs, your worker stuff, your pet feed, that kind of stuff. That's what this family stuff is for. Also, you could just leech trees to 61 if you're that kind of person. Black Spirit Exchange, I always forget that exists.
Yeah, I forget about that too.
I always forget you can burn energy at that.
I forget because it's locked in the menu. I forget about that completely.
I forget about the Black Spirit. I'm not going to lie, I do not talk to the Black Spirit as often as I could. You know how you're supposed to do like the daily mission, like the daily quests for like the boss subjugation stuff? No.
You don't do it?
No, bro. 62 is so long. Yeah, 62 is an adventure. Someone said like, when are we going to give more 530% EXP scrolls? And I mean, for 530% EXP scrolls, they're very rare.
I don't think there should ever be a scroll that's just like, this is the scroll of Sherna. This is the scroll of Trent, because that's just gonna be a debuff. It's not gonna work well.
And someone said, so it also takes weight off our main characters, which is true, but the family inventory weight starts at 100 LT, and you can bump it with pearl items or loyalties. So yeah. Oh man, there's a question that you told me not to answer. I was like, it comes up all the time. I just want to put it out.
I know, but no. Yeah, 62 is long, so bring back the EXP coupons.
So, okay, this is something that I want to deal with because there's people in Discord as well that bring this up, and people bring it up a lot. Like, why did you release the EXP change coupons in December and then release the adventure log in February? 7 weeks difference, right? It's 7 weeks difference. Like, it might not necessarily have been planned to come out this time, but we brought it forward because we wanted to bring it in as soon as it was done. Or like, you know, there's things on the back end that we can't explicitly state why, but sometimes schedules just don't line up, and that may have been what happened here.
Sorry, this is a weird question. For people who play Hash, right? So when I go into Ridge Reaver, right, I can do this, and I can go into Tailcutter or Paradise Beckons. Should I do Dune Slash after Paradise Beckons or before it? Because if I do Dune Slash before it, then I can't use Paradise Beckons, and that's quite beefy, you know?
J-Hammers were great, yeah. I want more, but unfortunately we can't. When will we get new parts of the map for Xbox and PlayStation? I mean,
lock Paradise Beckons. Huh, interesting. Okay.
Eventually, we can't.
Wait, no, don't lock. You guys, because of toying with my emotions. Yeah, see, like people play the class differently. I like Paradise Beckons, but some people, for some reason, don't. I don't like Rapture. I absolutely hate it.
Ridge Reaver Triangle then X.
Can I actually do that? Hold on. Stupid wind up. Oh, so Al's Dominion still works, but Beckon isn't. Okay. Huh. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ace.
Nothing's coming up for you, is it? This
no.
play,
that's what I mean. So why am I doing this? Should we just go to Q&A?
Yeah, let's just do the Q&A section. You watch as soon as you stop, and we're just sitting here, it'll come up.
Frofo Show got nothing.
Frofro Show is going to be retired after this.
How dare you?
He is going to take a nice walk to the seaside and just continue walking into that ocean. Okay, switch us
very
to the
possible.
Q&A. We'll go proper Q&A this time. Okay. There was something I was gonna bring up. Oh, I was thinking about telling the story from the holidays, but I'll do that at the end.
Yeah, story time will be at the end.
Story time. I did something really dumb over the holiday, and I'll share it to you at the end of the stream because we haven't had a story time in quite some time.
Very true.
It's also, yeah. And then someone says jump height outfits. Okay. So throw up the coupon code.
Yep. So this week's no Kashima. No.
Kashima, can you focus on the task at hand instead of writing silly messages?
We're not allowed to say that. So the coupon code. Wait for it. Those are all I's.
Yes. No L's. We're not that mean.
Right. Make sure to get it and take it. You can't just leave it in your mailbox because once the coupon expires, the mail will also disappear. Mercenaries Experience, which is the Combat EXP, the bigger one, for 60 minutes. Mercenary Skill, which is also the bigger one for 60 minutes. And Item Scroll, Increase Scrolls, 2 of them. Right? It'll be expired by tomorrow. I forget which. Tomorrow, 2 a.m. UTC. Okay. But yes. That was magic the way it moved. Wait for it is the code. All eyes.
All eyes. All eyes on this. No Shy update? No.
Is this just for console? Yes, it is. If you're joining us from PC, we're not the PC streamers or community managers. I don't think you want us there. And there'll be a special PC stream on their website and stuff like that.
Okay. See content polishing when, so like the extra stuff. We say this as much as we can. Content questions we cannot reveal here as much as we would like to and say like what we want in and what's being planned and all that stuff. We actually can't physically come out and say it unless it's in the update, which for this one it is not.
Trees and gathering updates, basically for like gathering nodes and whatnot. I say this as not as like company-ish as possible, but after talking to a lot of people within the community and whatnot, I think the monster rollback, for the most part, has been quite successful.
It has been.
There's been issues with it, but for the most part, it has worked both on old consoles and new and whatnot. There are specific cases as well as some general ones that we're starting to work through, but I think this has kind of given us more headway in bringing all of that back as well, because I know that they're working on it. Mm-hmm. For those of you who said that you guys want to know what we're actually working on, the gathering stuff we've kind of talked about, we want that to be in. We have been working on it, taking the feedback as well as the data that we get from both platforms in terms of like, you know, when people are talking about blue screens or, you know, A, B, C, or D. That's what we're trying to work on right now. So hopefully that will come in sooner rather than later. I think we are making really good progress on it. But again, I know I'm going to regret saying that because if it doesn't come in the next update or the one after, we're going to get hit. But yeah, that's the state of the address on that.
Okay, someone says like, are we taking away the central marketplace? Would you like to close the window thing? Right. Okay, this is something that was very... Within certain within certain circles, this is something that was heavily requested, and its implementation has been a bit jarring for the people who use maids in certain ways. For those who take their pet feed or their elixirs and stuff from the central market while in combat, that has been, disrupted with this change. Nothing yet. We have reported these issues. Perhaps the family inventory will help alleviate some of that issue because you can drop your stuff in there instead. But it is not going to be removed.
But we have
talked about it.
We have talked about like the suggestion of having a toggle for it. We have asked for it. By the way, someone just said the people who like it, do they even play the game? I don't know. Do they, Simone? Do they really? Because on the partner podcast, Simone liked it. When it first came out, me and you had a disagreement about it.
Yeah.
Because I hate it.
I don't mind it.
I hate it so much. It's not even like it doesn't ruin my grind per se, but it's
And even some people say a lot of people did request it. It is a request that came through quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's not something that we just, plucked out of the air and went, yo, we need this. It's something that was heavily requested during certain periods.
Yeah.
And it's something that got bought
No,
in.
hold on. Simone didn't request it. Simone liked it. He liked it. And at the time when people really wanted it, I think the implementation of it, when it did come in and people had gotten so used to it, not being there, is jarring. People are asking, like, what if we had the option? That'd be kind of sweet.
That's something.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that. I really want that.
There's something I want to bring up here.
Mm-hmm.
Taco, you guys should have community polls for these things to see if people want these updates like the CM menu in RuneScape. Right, RuneScape has issues with said community polls because nothing got done for quite a while because the community polls would not allow them to push in a direction that the developers or like the game should have taken. They had issues because certain things seem bad at first and then come out good. Something like this is something that like we talked about in VOAs, we've talked about here, there, everywhere. It's come up. When you start, it's not a dig on like other games or like the communities in general, but when you add that element, everyone has different opinions. If we said tomorrow, guys, should we have a change on XYZ? And one of those things, let's just use an example, shy buffs. If it said shy buffs, and then we're like, okay, guys, community-wise, do you think shies deserve a buff? Shy players would go, hell yeah. They would click yes. The chances are everyone else would be like, nah, we don't want to see shies. And then suddenly you got 13% to 87%. And yeah.
Wait, give me 1 sec on this. I didn't say that Simone is the reason we have it. I'm saying he liked it. There were certain people that liked it. That's all I'm saying. It's not slander Simone. It's on the podcast. It's there. It's within the first 30 minutes. I know it's there because Sly's the one that brought up the topic. And you're like, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like it. And everyone's like, you kind of crazy. And you said your reasons. I watched the whole thing. Don't get on my nerves on that. Now, in terms of the community feedback, I don't think what they're saying is do it like that. But I do understand what they mean by saying, like, we do want that, how do I say this? The input, but a clearer input for it. You know what I mean? So, like, to see a visible result of what my input is. So having a poll is one idea of, like, look, the number went up by that.
Can I just say, Taco then said, like, we don't need to put those kind of things up for community buffs, but changes that affect everyone. Balance affects everyone. As one thing. Like, I know what you're trying to say, like, why introduce features like this? But certain times, like, this was heavily requested, and no one pushed back ever in those discussions, because I don't know about other CMs and stuff, but when we take suggestions and we read them, we read the arguments around it. We see what people are saying against it. So if someone said, like, oh, give witch protected area back to what it used to be and give them an 8,000% damage increase. We don't just go, yo, that sounds dope. Let's just take that and send that. We look at the arguments around it. Why is it a bad idea? Why is it a good idea? And generally, people will discuss these ideas and they'll discuss things like that in general chat. We see in world chat, in game chats, in basically every form that we try to do. We look at the natural, organic discussion, because if we put it up, there are certain people out there who will be like, nah, Scherner and Trent said it, so we're just going to say no. So we read the natural discussions that take place around these suggestions and ideas. And there was, whenever someone said, like, oh, add a stopgap, basically, on the central market, there was never a negative, but there was always quite a few supportive comments about it. One thing I will say though is, I've reported it as a possible bug. Is that when you're trying to escape and you get hit, it removes the notice window but doesn't remove the central market,
Yep.
so you can't defend yourself. That is something that I have brought up as a potential bug/issue, and that is something that I think if that part got removed, if you got hit while in the central market and it immediately took you out, I think that would be the solution for most people's problems, I guess.
To be straight taken out of it.
So if you get hit while your central market window is up, instead of the notice disappearing, so would you like to close this window?
Yeah.
Which disappears. If the whole CM went off, that would be better.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue with it. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Or just remove the window. I mean, you remove the window and then you get back that way where, like, you're trying to scroll through and your brain thinks B is back instead of Y being back, or, that kind of stuff.
I don't want to remove the window because that'll make Smon upset. I don't want to be kicked out of any of my menus, so what do you mean?
So Taco is basically arguing for for this kind of stuff. I don't want to be kicked out of any window when I get hit.
Yes, hide UI when attacked. Oh yeah, we do have the hide UI when attacked. So wouldn't that have?
I don't think it works.
I'll take a look into it.
But by the way, because of what Taco said, we're gonna add a notice for your inventory as well. So when your inventory is open, we're gonna add a "Would you like to close this window?" No, I'm joking. We're not gonna do that. That would be terrible. But yeah, there's people like this is the thing. It is a controversial thing. There are people who like it, and there are people who don't like it, and that is one of the things that it helps progression in the game's features is that yes, not everything is Marmite. People either love it or they hate it, and yeah. To be fair, it doesn't bother me.
Did you just compare it to Marmite of all things?
Dude, Marmite is
Marmite the same as Vegemite?
Yes.
Okay.
So Marmite and Vegemite are basically the same thing. They are slightly different apparently. Okay. I don't eat either because they're gross.
Okay.
If I wanted to eat bread poo, I wouldn't. But Marmite generally is like a love it or hate it, and they've leaned into that with their whole shtick. So that's why I say it's like Marmite.
Hate it or love it, 50 share now. No, they're different things. Oh, we have done horrible things now.
No. Vegemite and Marmite are very similar. They're both yeast extract, just that they taste different. Vegemite is sold.
Sorry, let me get back to. I'm so sorry for upsetting people with my question.
Someone said it's bread waste. That's why I said it's bread poo.
Right. I'm very sorry. I don't want to. I didn't want to bring this up. I'm very sorry about it. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. So not just with Shies, but there's also a very vocal group of male players that have come forth with it because. And I do say this. A lot of people have been saying, look, if I complain about it enough, it'll get spoken about, which is technically kind of true. It's also that a lot of people from that Shy community have messaged me with a lot of things. As some people are saying in Twitch as well as on YouTube, there's a Shy subsection in our Discord where a lot of PC players have come to give their input, which I've been collecting at least. Male players have also done the same, DK players and all these others, hey, I don't know if this is going to be possible. What if we do this? And I don't know if I agree with all of it, but it is something that I just translate, internalize it, and then give it to the right people and see where they go from it.
Oh, so now the Shy opinions matter, but not Zerk. Dude, we argue for balance and stuff like that. It's always a lot of collection and reporting and collection and reporting. We do what we can. In our position, we do what we can. And it's up to the people behind the balance ideas to work that out. And that's what it is. We just throw things out. Someone says Zerker is fine. I mean, define fine. It's all right. Okay. All right. There's a lot of argument going on about balance right now, and I'll just leave that through.
At least let alone Vegemite and whatever. So that part's nice. Someone was saying
there will be content in 2021. All right, I'll say that. That's something I can confirm. There will be content this year. Don't you worry about it. Just don't know when. Or I can't say when.
You say that in a way where it's like, yeah, this'll. It seems like you're joking about it.
I mean,
like you sound like a sketch comic.
that was the idea.
Someone was saying about like are considerations being taken for console related stuff.
I don't believe you prove it. I mean,
console specific balances. I mean, it's still on the table, and we've been talking about it. It's something that actually frustrates me, and I want this to happen, to have console specific ones. So yeah, it's got to take the heat from both sides. The other thing is, when Herald's Journal first came out, the Invisible Wall stuff.
Yep.
As well as some, for those of you who are PC savvy, there are some quests that we're just like, okay, well, if we bring it in this state before the mobs came back, this is going to be damn near impossible. So how do we rework that and we rejig it? So hopefully, as we go forward, more of your considerations are seen physically or visibly, you know?
I just want to say, I was watching a video where someone was talking about, like, they're playing Hashashin now. I can't remember who it was. But they had a clip of when they were playing Musa back in the early days. When, like, you know, before, like, just as Valencia launched. And I was just like, it was really that bad back then?
When Valencia launched?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Valencia, you mean for Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a different time.
But when I saw it, I was like, man, was it really like that?
I mean, things have changed, but I don't want to be content with where we're at.
No, we're not content.
Yeah, and I think that's the impression that we give people.
So the EXP exchange coupons are coming back. When are they coming back so we can reroll? I've put in... So, all right, someone brought this up, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. I've asked, like, yo, when will we be able to get it in? And they're like, well, we'll see. Yeah, there are certain things like... I've seen this argument. Why don't they just sell it all the time? And part of it is because we want players to play their class instead of just skipping all the way ahead. Especially for, you know, you grow into a class when you play it, right? We find it difficult here. I'm going to say it now. We find it difficult when we just start at level 60 with all skills enabled because we don't have that learning process of tying X skill to Y skill or, you know, finding out that this fits in with this, but we can also do this to make it better. We can animation cancel this, or we can, you know, do something with this skill. So I think that might be one of the reasons why it's not always on sale is like the not wanting people to skip ahead and be level 61 or 62 on a new class. But I legitimately, all I know is that it's not something they want on permanent sale. It's something they want to give. Like, they want to put up every now and then because of its perceived strength. Big Nate needs an intervention from re-rolling every day. Yeah, I'm also on Serendia chat sometimes. Poor Big Nate.
Big Nate needs help. Chew needs help.
Chew just...
Last I checked, Chew is a Valk.
Why would he do that to himself?
I mean, just... Chew goes all over.
Roadmap for console when we have talked about the fact that like there have been changes in priority over the last few weeks and things have been rejiggered. So the roadmaps that I have been writing and changing become quickly invalidated because certain things get moved around because of the feedback we get from streams, from Discord and stuff like that. So... Yeah, and we're also not willing to put it out now because if in the next update or the update after that, like a really short time, we knock out like half the roadmap. Not saying that's what happened, but, you know, we could just say like, oh, next update. We could have said before this, next update, family inventory, book 3, notifications being turned off. Like,
but I understand why people want it.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'm a big believer in roadmaps. It was something that I heavily pushed for way back at the beginning, and that's why we got them for Xbox, and that's why it was kind of before PC really had laid out plans, right? It's something I'm a big believer in. So, you know, I know that it's important. For me, it's like security. Like, okay, you're not just going to drop and leave it. Like, you're going to continue to add things into the game. So I'm a big, firm believer in roadmaps. It's something that I worked on. I've put time into writing and then need to rewrite it and then need to rewrite it again. So when it comes out, it will come out.
Someone on YouTube is saying, like, fix the part where when you get hit when you're in a menu, you can't move right after that. But that wasn't it. Basically, if you hold a direction while in a menu and you exit out of it,
it's a shoulder button.
Shoulder button?
I think it's if you hold a shoulder button and you enter and exit a inventory window while holding shoulder buttons, it freezes your character up for about 3 or 4 seconds. It was reported and it is repeatable, but it doesn't happen every single time. So it's kind of difficult to pin down onto why it happens, but generally it's the shoulder buttons that do it. Is there a reason we didn't get Doom Horse and Unicorns yet? Just not ready for them yet, I guess, would be the thing. Something I want. Will they be this year? Can't say.
We want some sort of roadmap because right now we haven't really been adding anything and everyone's kind of waiting. I agree. As we said earlier, it's frustrating. So basically, we had a roadmap. We were thinking about it, and then we did I want to say the Nova stream and the Calpheon Ball, and there was a lot of fervor from it, and took it. We're like, all right, let's revamp this thing. I think it'd be in bad faith to release a roadmap and be like, see, we already knocked out 3 of these things. So I want to do it properly because I think it would have been easy to do that. And honestly, you guys would be upset, but that's kind of on par with what the industry is as a whole. People have done that within our industry. People would understand it. They'd be upset, but they'd understand it. I don't want to do that. So, and neither do people in our office. And I think once we do the things that we want to do and make sure that like the roadmap isn't so easy to be like, yeah, tomorrow we're knocking out 3 of these things and then we're good for a while, then I think we're okay. Is the item...
Wait, someone on YouTube, please end the stream so I can watch the recap. As far as I'm aware on YouTube, you can just drag the slider all the way back and start again.
The 50% thing is for in the update coming up where it's an event. It's a hot time. Yes. You good?
I just read something that made a couple of my brain cells fall out. Names on pens and kill notifications. Again, kill notifications is something that we've pushed for. It was in the same as the marketplace thing and what was the other thing that was in there that's in this update? Oh, the notifications being turned off. It was in that same quality of life request that we made. So hopefully someday soon. For the what was it? The names on pens. I'm not sure if there might be issues with it in terms of like it might need to go for a completely different cert because it counts as like user generated content, which means it might have a struggle to get through, but I don't know. Actually, that's something I want to address. PlayStation players go into PS4, like PlayStation Xbox houses. Unfortunately, the way the certs work, PlayStation 4 players cannot visit Xbox houses. Xbox players cannot visit PlayStation houses. We're looking for a way around this system, but we had to bring in the ability for PlayStation players to visit other PlayStation players' houses first. So it is something we are aware of. It's something we know, something that needs to be looked at to see if we can get around the issues with it, because I know what they are, but I don't want to say them. But yeah, there's some issues with visiting cross-platform houses that we have to rectify or look into. So I'm not sure. As we said, it took a really long time to get PlayStation to PlayStation houses. I mean, an embarrassingly long time.
Yeah. Valencia NodeWords is not, like we talked about a few months ago that we were considering it, or is that still being developed or at least being looked into? Yeah, it is being considered. I think just expanding NodeWords in general is being consider on console. I think it'd be kind of. I don't want to kind of shoot myself in the foot with this, but Node Wars do need something new to kind of be ingested into it, and I kind of want to see that happen.
Guido, you know what our thoughts were of that video because we were in the chat at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But our personal thoughts are not the thoughts of the company.
But it has been.
It has been shared.
Yeah, it has been shared. I don't. Was that a question?
Yeah, Guido was like, "What about the video I made? Where's my? What are your guys' thoughts?" Come on, dude.
Oh, because Vey was also doing it. Yeah. No, I know about it. Yeah. Did I happen to see a DM on Discord about an open support ticket? I'll take a look after this.
That doesn't narrow it down enough for us to be able to go, yeah, I know.
I'll take a look though, because that means we have been sent a DM and I just haven't seen it yet.
More servers EU. It is something that we believe in. Big Nate says, drink every time. Trent says, how about drink every time you re-roll a character, dude?
You get drunk equally fast. Sorry, Nate. I do like you, though. I do like you. Sharon and trying to make a video movie with Megan Fox. Nah, I don't want to take the spotlight away from her. It'll be fine. And what else am I doing?
Your hair would easily outclass. I was going to make a comment and I caught myself. I'm so glad I caught myself. Oh, that could have got me in. That could have got me in a world of hurt.
We don't.
I'll tell you what. It wasn't nothing really bad, but it was something like. It just could have had an issue.
Yes, absolutely.
No, I don't think you know what I'm thinking.
I know how you think.
Oh, that's a good point.
That itself is an issue.
That's a good point. You know how I think.
Will the free Cronstones keep coming? That has been a good reward lately. We like them. Free Cronstones.
Because the Lunar New Year's...
The snowflake thing?
No, the Lunar New Year's one.
Right. Lunar New Year stuff. Yeah, Lunar New Year was dope. I think with more holiday and stuff like that, it may come in. But I do think that if we just keep... how do I say this without being weird about it? Chronostones itself is the more that we can give away, the better. And it's something that we actually fight for, both myself and Sharna, as well as other people on the team. We also kind of have to space out like certain holidays or certain events within the game. So let's say anniversaries or whatnot. We want to make those big. So Calphion Ball, that's the reason why you get Jay's Hammer and stuff. That's pretty important too. I will say though, I did like the positivity that people had about the Lunar New Year gift. Mm-hmm. That was really awesome. Thank you guys for actually liking it. That was sweet. A lot of people in the office genuinely do appreciate your positivity for it.
Okay, couple of quick ones. What was it? When can reroll coupon be used on Shy Salt? Never, because the reroll coupons work by switching weapon A into weapon B. So a dandy, I can't even think. A dandy Iron Buster would turn into a dandy Jotun or whatever. Like it would turn into equivalent. There is no equivalent Artina. So Shy reroll coupons will not work. It will work for the main hand and sub weapon, but it will not work for the awakening weapons purely because there is no equivalent to it. And before people say like, oh, but the Artina Sol is the best we can get and we still have to enhance it, unfortunately, it is what it is. It would not be able to transfer from one to another. It's just unfortunate. Just call them the Big Nate coupons by now.
Nate, come on, man.
Nate throwing himself under a bus. Okay.
Have you looked into buffing Garmith loot reward or for the guild boss? The lack of rewards and low drop rate of heart really puts people off from doing it. Maybe look into making it 15 mil for Garmith. Oh, so like buffing the price of Garmith to make it more viable to actually go and spend the time to go get it? Yeah, I can ask about that. I don't know about increasing the drop rate for it. Me personally, I don't know if that's going to be possible. I will bring it up, but I do like where it's at right now.
Night of Pain. Can you make it possible that nothing breaks when you're red on Arsha? Unfortunately, no. The red system is universal. If you go onto the Arsha, I know they're PvP servers and stuff, but if you're red, you've been a naughty boy on certain other servers, and there is a risk with being a naughty boy. Yeah, I don't think it'd be possible to remove that aspect from being red only on the Arsha server.
Is it really that difficult to add an extra 30 seconds to the adventure quest? I imagine you mean for Harold's first one.
Yeah, I mean, if it's... But again, like...
Give it a try without doing the autopath, as Sharon said before. Let me know how that goes. If it doesn't, then yeah, we'll try that out.
The way I think I did it, I think I did it on my Zerk. I put a horse on the last person, ran from the others, from one to the other. I used my movement skills to get through, because, you know, Zerk has Lava Piercer, Prime Lava Piercer, and then the leap. So I used all that to get from one side to the other, and then when I get to the other side with the horse, I jump on my horse, and I ran back, and I finished it with about 45 seconds left. So
I do agree, though. Someone was saying, Garmith is a big boss. Why not drop more than 3 Kronstones? Like, he's hefty. She's hefty.
She's hefty.
Yeah.
I guess how many rocks can you eat before, like, you know, you wouldn't be able to fly?
Really? You're going to put that kind of lore into the Garmith loot drop?
All I'm saying is, you kill Garmoth, and there's a heart.
Right,
Possibly.
if someone takes the heart, then why is there another Garmith that comes in after?
Get out of here. Get out of here with your common sense. Okay. I think we'll make this a much shorter stream.
Yeah, I think we would have to make this shorter. I'm sorry for the slander towards certain partners and or streamers. I'm sorry that you heard it.
We think it and talk about it all the time.
No, I apologize. If you do feel like I went over the line, please do let me know, and I'm very sorry about that. Secret Quest of Aussie Dude, same thing as always. I've always told you before, as I did now. The red title is not in. That was the word as to you want answers as to why that's not in. Same thing. I haven't been told about it. It's not like I ignored it, but yeah.
Wait, is that what was happening the other day?
Huh?
Why can't Guardian roll when crouched?
Yeah, Guardians can't roll.
Really?
Yeah. They can't be peacocks. I saw that comment. No, they cannot be peacocks.
Wait, now I'm confused. What?
Someone on Trent was like, or not Trent, someone, I made myself laugh. On YouTube, someone was like, I want to roll as a guardian. I want to be a peacock. Let me be the peacock that I am.
Oh, okay.
It was very weird. But yes, I like YouTube equally. Why can't Guardian roll when she's crouched? Do you have a lore response to this?
Give me a few minutes. I gotta go for an internal censor here because I got quite a few answers that'll get me in a whole world of trouble.
There we go.
The caper gets stuck. There we go. Okay, moving on. Because I don't wanna put myself in that situation where I'm thinking.
Blue screens, game disconnect issues on, I assume, PS4, and I'll include PS5 into this. When are those things going to be, I imagine, solved? Still getting there. There has been more headway in terms of like what specifically causes those things. We haven't fully discovered it, but we are inching closer to it. I can't exactly say when that will be fully resolved, but we've been doing things like.
I'm going to say this. Actually, there's something I want to say. For people who are on PlayStation 5, there is a way to switch the game opening setting, I guess, from like game default, performance, and resolution, I think are the 3 options. Try putting it in performance and see if that helps. If you are experiencing these crashes, try dropping it into that. I'm just trying, because like when we do the reports, we have to try and get as much as we can, right? And we have to see if doing Y helps stop A. You know what I mean? Like when we had the issues with PlayStation Node Wars a long time ago, we would ask people to do certain things and see if it fixed. And then we kept trying and trying. And then someone came up with one and it fixed it. So we went, yo, this is the fix. And then, that's a story for another time. But we ask for things like that, not because we're trying to move blame or trying to blame it on something else. It's just that if we can get a better understanding of the parameters that are causing this, we can look into replicating it fully ourselves. And I'll bring this up. Someone came to me with a problem where their inventory would just lock and they would not be able to get out of their inventory screen while gathering. This went on for, they reported it a few times and, I would ask questions. And through just asking, I was like, okay, so you have most of the UI turned off, right? What about, turning that off? Does it happen then in the same place they were in? Didn't happen. What about if your UI is on? Doesn't happen. So we found out that it was because one element of the UI was turned on and it only happened in one specific area. And that came from us asking, or me, asking dumb questions and asking them to try different things, not to try and shift the blame, but to find, its limitations. And then once we found it, we reported it, they have it, they're working on fixing it.
But I was also kind of put this out there. Someone was saying on Twitch, Hellfire. So when you guys get blue screens on PS4, as well as I'd say PS5, you have an option to send a report. That report, I won't get in trouble for this. That report goes to both our side and to the Sony side. Both sides will get this, and you get for lack of better words, a list of things that were happening at the time of that crash. What you write in that input, though, also helps us fill in that, give us the context of all that. So when you guys fill out the reports, just straight up say, look, this is what happened. This is what I was doing. What's going on? Even something simple as, Karanda died, and that's it. And then so this is the Karanda situation. All these other variables have been happening at that time. Let's go work with that. Some people send videos with theirs as well, with a link or something like that. Perfectly fine as well. Send context, but you don't have to write an essay, legitimately. People have asked about that. You don't have to. Yeah. You're reading quite an essay, apparently.
No, I'm just looking. Black Spirit Adventure on console, unfortunately, it doesn't work. There's a whole host of things and reasons, and the main one is basically WebView UI being interactable, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I've just been told that it's unfortunately not possible.
I also can't... someone keeps saying, so-and-so partner when. I won't say your name because your name has already been said, but... so-and-so partner when. I love when you guys do that. I just can't respond to all of them. It definitely lets us know for that.
And also, if you crash on anything and there's a report button, always hit the report. Because it helps.
Yeah, even if it's blank. If it's blank, send the report anyways. Because it's not just the blank that gets sent. It's also the
dump log.
I was going to say list. But the crash list and all the variables that happen around it.
And I know people think that it just goes straight into the trash can. It doesn't. We actually do.
Yeah.
They get categorized by type and stuff like that. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But basically, from what I do know, is it gets categorized and then we can look into XYZ.
Yeah, pretty much. And it helps us with that. We got anything else with this update? Like I said, it's a minor update. I didn't say trash can, I said dumpster. Fair. Crash dump. Yeah. Oh, okay. No, we get a list of what happens and going from there. Trent Shy when?
Not soon enough. The cost down outfit, is it bugged on console? No, it is actually dropping. The stuff is actually there. I got one. It's just incredibly rare because you can...
Twitch notification is still saying Calphion Ball.
Bruh. Well, enjoy. Because I don't know what's wrong. I'll look into it.
Kashima says we will fix it after.
In terms of our streams, we generally get around to fixing the issues.
Someone said, how can I report it if the screen freezes? It's not a blue screen because the report function doesn't come up, right? Send a ticket. Explain. Oh, this sounds horrible, but okay. Send a ticket. Say the time, including time zone, of when it froze. We can go. Okay, this is when the disconnect happened. I won't tell you what time zone is most helpful, but in your time zone, we can do math for the most of us.
It's hard.
Math is hard, but time zones is not. I hope my parents are listening. And we take a look at it, we can see the disconnect stuff. So if you freeze, send the ticket. The people who responded to tickets are kind of ruthless and mean, honestly. I get it. Send a ticket. Also let myself, Sherna, Kashima, Volterra, I'm trying to remember all their names, not their real names, Delphi and all them. Let them know that a ticket has been sent. Here's my screenshot of a ticket. And then hopefully we can follow up on it. For the most part, hopefully.
Yep. Whenever you can report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we give guild advisors the ability to CTG outside of Node Wars?
There's something with it.
There is something with it. I also don't trust my own guild.
Don't blame you. I know who's in your guild. Okay, someone said I fail at time zones being from Arizona. I mean, time zones generally aren't that difficult when you can... Wait.
If you go to everytimezone.com, it will find your time zone and tell you what your time zone is.
The people behind everytimezone.com, you have saved my life for many years while I've been living in Korea. Legitimately, huge shout out to everytimezone.com. I am not sponsored by this agency. If they are interested, my contact information is not available.
It isn't, because someone was saying, why don't you have social media handles for your own, why don't you have a CM Trent or, sorry, why don't you have a CM Sherna? I forgot who you were for a second.
I will take a CM Trent one, though.
I will become CM Sherna so I could feel tall. I want to see what it's like to breathe.
But the air is different up here.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
One of the reasons I don't is because, as weird as it sounds, I don't want to be the focus. The game is the focus for me. You know what I mean?
Also, you guys don't want to talk to either of us. It's not...
On social media, all you will get from me is, nothing. I don't post on social media myself.
Well, you can't trust your own guild. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I know who's in it. I'm in it.
I wouldn't want to be on social media because I think it's pointless for me. I go for sports news.
I posted a lot of... all right. Short story time. On Twitter, I posted a lot of mean things about my football team in the first 45 minutes of our last game. I am a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, in case people know who this team is. We played Southampton on Sunday. Dreadful first half. I'm talking, this is K-League second tier levels of football. It was diabolical. And I was raging.
Okay.
I don't usually do that, but
you...
I was raging. It's been weeks. I stay up late to watch these games.
But see, I don't get that. I'm not judging people for this, but I don't understand how that's cathartic.
Look, I need a way to vent my frustrations.
Oh, okay.
And having the community manager of my football team read it, perfect.
I'm not gonna honk.
And then the second half, we were wonderful, and I felt really guilty. So now I've learned a lesson: don't post frustrations on social media.
I can't go on social media and be talking about my hockey team because I've told you this before. My favorite hockey team starts off well and always disappoints, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, someone said a football match in the UK during lockdown. No fans, it's only the teams. From what I know, there's a lot of precautions. Can we get the wizard outfit that was released on PC last week, I believe?
Crap, I did say
not
honk.
Not sure. And you did say it. Yeah, you did say honk.
It's the Canadians, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's the Canadians. See? People in hockey know. When you've been disappointed for, I don't know, more than half my lifespan, it just...
Someone said, get a bigger mask. It's because I open my mouth considerably wider than a normal human being should be able to. So it pushes my mask down It's actually perfectly fine when I'm not speaking.
Is your team from Georgia? In NCAA stuff, yes. Again, also disappointing. I've rooted on for a lot of disappointing teams.
I mean, all right, I'm going to say it. My team, I've gone through some hell. We got relegated back-to-back seasons once, all the way down to like the third tier of English football. And then we got bought by a Chinese owner. Since then, smooth sailing up the leagues, and we did really well.
Really?
So, yeah, he just came in and was like, here, like, have this manager, have this player, have this one, and then we started winning, and I'm like, well.
Sorry, if you guys need to bounce, because there's going to be no new information, we're just going to be talking with chat for a bit. But no, for my hockey team, basically we hired like an ex-hockey war hero that we love and hold dear, and he screwed up our team beyond belief. It's beautiful.
I do not support Morecambe, if that's aimed at me. I'm a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. Okay.
I am not from Canada, currently in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah.
All right. Wolves still suck. Yes, we do. But we finished 7th last year.
We did not say the CM exit was Simone's idea. That is slander. You can say it in your private lives. But yes.
Okay, I guess like let's finish it here and I'll tell this story.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the second edition of Storytime?
Second edition of Storytime.
And this is the Shurna edition. So for me, bid you adieu. Storytime.
All right. So Solnal is a period in Korea where Lunar New Year's, we go and visit our in-laws if you're married, or you go visit your family if you're not. And my in-laws, they live in the countryside. They live in a place called Sangju. It's full of rice fields, and it is a small city, technically. I went for a walk late at night, and it was dark. And I live in Seoul. I'm not used to the dark. It was beautiful. It was also very quiet, no traffic, and I was enjoying life. And I come to a part where there is a channel for the water runoff from the rice farms, and there's a bridge. So I'm like, all right, let's chill out here and, just look up at the sky and enjoy the nighttime views and, appreciate the darkness. Now, this cement bridge was no wider than, let's say, this couch, and it has no things on the side to stop you from falling off. So as I'm enjoying the nighttime views and, breathing in the fresh country air, I take one step too many, and I fall right off the bridge into the slurry underneath. Now, it's not that much. It is wintertime. The fields are dry, but there was I want to say 6 to 7 inches of dirty water and algae, and it stunk to absolute high heaven. So I fall about 2.5, 3 meters. It's a pretty high bridge. I basically walk off a bridge like I tell people to do who get the Runner Us pop pieces. I now take that back. It's not fun. It is not fun falling that high. If you've played Mirror's Edge and that wind going past your ear, that's a real sound effect. So I land in the water, and the whole of my left side is covered. I must have landed on my left side a little bit. I didn't break anything. I did hurt my knee a little bit, but I'm fine. So I'm covered in algae and mud and probably manure. I don't know. I don't want to think about it anymore. But it was all down my left-hand side. Now I have a problem. I am in a channel that's about 2.5, 3 meters high. I couldn't find a ladder. I thought, let's walk and try and find a ladder. I couldn't find one. So I had to climb out. Now, when I was younger, I did rock climbing. I used to be pretty good at it. I've put on quite a few pounds since then, and it's a bit more difficult. So I tried to get up, and I get my arms up like that. My head's stuck. Can't get out. I'm like, I don't want to phone the wife, because if I phone the wife, she'll phone the fire service. And then I have a lot of explaining to do as to why I ended up in this hole. And I don't want to face that embarrassment in front of people I don't know. So I end up getting out by climbing in, like there's a hole in the wall. Put my foot in there, jump up. I get up, I'm out. I'm safe. I'm alive. And then I'm like, okay, let's, walk back towards the house. I'll let the wife know when I've calmed down a little bit. So I walk back. What do I see? A ladder. About 5 meters from where I was trying to climb up, there is a ladder. Unfortunately, didn't see it. Message the wife. okay, how do I get into the house? Because it's my in-laws' house. How do I get in? She tells me. She's like, and then I go, would your mom be okay washing my clothes? And she was just like, yo, what are you talking about? And then I have to proceed to explain this story to her, who then tells her family, and I have to spend the rest of the weekend living with the notion that everyone thinks I am a goddamn idiot. And that's about it. That's the story of how I fell off a bridge, injured my knee. Now it's fine, but that's how I almost died. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Black Desert stream. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And I guess, hopefully, if I don't walk off a bridge for a second time, we'll see you next time for the anniversary stream. Wait, what?
Ask them if they want to see anything for the anniversary stream in terms of like what they want us to do.
If there's anything you want us to do for the anniversary stream, let us know, because we may be able to do some things with this stream room content. We don't know. But if you have anything, let us know in the comments. Let us know on Discord if there's anything you think we should do or try to do. But guys, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll see you for the anniversary on March 2nd or 3rd or something like that, when that stream will happen. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.